This is a demonstration of managing thresholds within IBM Cloud App Management. Let's start a demonstration by logging into IBM Cloud Private version 3.1. Click Applications, Firefox. Provide credentials to log in with an administrator user ID. IBM Cloud App Management uses a software component called Cloud Event Management to notify users when thresholds have been met. Cloud Event Management requires users to be defined in IBM Cloud Private before they can log in to IBM Cloud App Management. Once defined in IBM Cloud Private, you can set up a user profile, add users to groups, assign user roles, and set up incident notifications for the users in IBM Cloud App Management. So let's validate our user has been defined in IBM Cloud Private. Select Menu, Manage, Identity and Access. You define users in IBM Cloud Private via your LDAP. Let's review our LDAP connection. You can see it's named Open LDAP and the type is just a LDAP. Click Edit and you can review my connection here. It provides a base DN, pointer to the LDAP server, a group filter, a user filter, and a group member ID map. Select Teams. Under Teams you can see a team has been defined called Support. If you click on Support and drill down into Users, you can see a user ID has been defined. The username is ICAM-demo. The ID is ICAM-demo. The email address is user-icamdemo@gmail.com and the role is Cluster Administrator. A SendGrid API key or an SMTP server is required to send notifications from IBM Cloud App Management to Gmail user IDs. Next, let's log into IBM Cloud App Management. Click Menu, Workloads, Brokered Services. Find your brokered service for IBM Cloud App Management and select Launch. This takes us to the IBM Cloud App Management user interface. Click Get Started. So in the upper right, select the user icon and observe we're logged in as admin into IBM Cloud App Management. Next, click Administration, then click Users and Groups. You can observe one user has been defined already. That one came in by default. It's admin. Let's select New User. They provide a name. We're going to go with User ICAM-demo. Provide a user ID of ICAM-demo, an email address of user-icamdemo@gmail.com. Scroll down and select a role. Let's talk for a minute about each of the roles. The operator role has full access to incident management capabilities, but limits access to all configuration capabilities except to parts of the own user's profile setting. In addition, an operator cannot generate sample events. The operations engineer role grants full access to incident management capabilities, but limits access to parts of the user's profile settings. The operations engineer cannot change their group or role settings in their profile, but can change work hours and notification settings. They cannot delete any user or group profile, and they cannot edit any group settings. The operations lead role grants access to all capabilities of IBM Cloud App Management. Users with this role configure Cloud App Management for their teams, including event sources, policies, integration with third-party tools, users, and groups. They also have full access to incident management capabilities. You must have at least one user with Operations Lead role assigned. So let's select Operations Lead, scroll down, and select Save. So observe, we've got our new user ID, the name of user ICAM demo, the ID of ICAM demo, which matches the user ID we defined in IBM Cloud Private, and observe that the user can't receive notifications. First, we need to verify the email address for this user. So let's log into Gmail and provide a user ID of user ICAM demo. Log in, and we can see we've received 2 emails. The subject line of one is Welcome to Cloud App Management. The subject line of the other is IBM Cloud App Management email verification is required. Let's open up the email verification required email and click on the link within that email. This will verify the email address. So let's return to IBM Cloud App Management and let's go create a group. Select Groups, New Group, provide a group name. I'm going with Linux Admins. Under User Membership, select User ICAM Demo, and for the owner, let's make the owner the admin user ID. Click Save. So at this point, we've created a group called Linux Admins. There's one user in the group, and you can observe the paper airplane icon is enabled now. That means this group can receive notifications, and that's because we verified the email address of the only user in that group, user ICAM demo. Let's return to users, and again observe the paper airplane icon is enabled. Let's log out of IBM Cloud App Management Advanced, and let's also log out of IBM Cloud Private. Let's log back into IBM Cloud Private with our user ID ICAM demo. Select Menu, Workloads, Brokered Services, and launch into IBM Cloud App Management. Click Get Started. In the upper right, observe we're logged in as ICAM demo and no longer as admin. Select Incidents, and observe we have no incidents under My Incidents, no incidents under Group Incidents, and no incidents all under All Incidents. Click Administration, click Thresholds. Here you get a list of all the thresholds in your system. You get the names, severity, assignments, permissions, and the state of all the thresholds in your system. There's 196 thresholds provided out of the box at the current release. Note you can't edit the thresholds that are product provided, but you can create new ones on your own. Click Administration and click Policies. There's event policies and incident policies. Event policies can be used to enrich events and to automatically assign a runbook. Click Incident Policy. Cloud App Management has built-in incident policies that assign a priority to incidents based on the event severity. You can also define incident policies to take actions on newly generated incidents to automate some of the incident handling. For example, you can build a policy that assigns certain types of incidents to specific groups or users and notify others of them automatically. Cloud Event Management automatically correlates related events into incidents based on hostname, application, cluster, and other event attributes. Observe there's 5 incident policies that come with the product, all relating to priorities. If necessary, you can adjust the order in which the incident policies are applied. If a policy has a conflicting rule with another one that comes earlier in the list, the rule of the policy that comes after overrides the earlier one. Click Create Incident Policy. Let's give our policy a name. Linux Event Incident Policy. Let's give it a description. Send all Linux events to the Linux admins. Under Incidents, select Specify Conditions. Our condition is going to be an attribute of priority. For the operator, select is higher than or equal to. And on priority, we're going to pick the lowest priority, which is priority 5. So select priority and scroll down and select priority 5. Select the plus sign beside Add Condition to describe incident events. Scroll down and select an attribute of resource type. For operator, select is, and for the value, type in lowercase Linux and then uppercase OS. So this is going to have the effect of taking all the events that have any priority from 1 to 5 and that have a resource type of Linux OS. So if an agent sends an event in and it's a monitoring agent for Linux OS, it will match. Scroll down. The test button lets you find out what incidents would have matched the conditions we've set in the past. By default, it's the past 3 days. Click Test. Observe this policy would have acted on 8 incidents in the past 3 days. Click Show Results. This gives you a list of the incidents that it would have acted on in the last 3 days. Click Hide Results. Under Action, select Assign and Notify. Click Add Assignment/Notifications. Observe here you can forward to a group, such as Linux admins. You can also select users and pick individual users to receive a notification. Also, integrations is possible if you have an integration to a tool like Slack. Return to the Groups tab and click Notify next to Linux Admins. Zoom out so you can see the Apply button and select Apply. Zoom back in. Scroll down and observe the assignments. We've assigned an incident to a group of Linux admins, and we've assigned a notification to a group of Linux admins. Click On beside Enable. Click Save. Next, let's create an event policy to associate a runbook with these incidents. Select Event Policy. Select Create Event Policy. Let's provide our event policy a name. Let's call it Low Disk Space Linux Runbook Event Policy. Provide an appropriate description. Scroll down. Under Events, click Specify Conditions. We only want this particular runbook to be specified for certain thresholds. So let's build a condition that will force the runbook only to show up for the threshold we will create. Click Select Attribute and pick Summary. For Operator, select Contains. Now we're going to put in the name of our threshold we will create. Low Disk Space Linux. Scroll down and under Action, select Assign Runbook. Click Add Runbook Assignments. Pick a runbook from the runbook library. In our case, clean up a file system on Linux. Observe the runbook has a name, rating, success rate, and execution type. Select the runbook and click Apply. Scroll down and enable the event policy. Click Save. Now it's time to go create our threshold. Click Administration. Click Thresholds. Here's a list of our product provided thresholds again. Let's put in a search for disk so we can see various product provided thresholds that have the word disk in them. We can enable or disable these as we choose. Click Create. Click the Severity pull-down and select Critical. On the Type pull-down, scroll down and select Linux Systems. On the metric field, note you can type in a word like disk and it will show you all the metrics that have the string for disk in them. Scroll down and select File System Disk Free %. For the operator, let's go with less than or equal to, and just to make this threshold be true, let's make it 99. Scroll down and let's give our threshold a policy name of low disk space Linux. Note this must match our runbook event policy we created earlier. Provide an appropriate description. Scroll down and under Assign to Resources, select Individual Instances. Click the pull down and see a list of all your monitoring agent for Linux OS. You can pick an individual one or you can send it to the entire Linux system resource group. Let's select Resource Group. Click Save and Finish. So observe our new threshold at the top of the list, low disk space Linux. Severity is critical. It's assigned to the Linux OS resource group. It's editable, not read-only like the product provided ones, and it is enabled. Click IBM Cloud App Management Advanced. Under the Incidents tab, observe at this point you have 0 incidents under My Incidents. Click All Incidents. Observe there's no incidents at this point. It'll take a few minutes for the threshold to get distributed out to the agents and for an incident to arrive. So after a few minutes, an incident shows up. You can see the incident name, low disk space Linux. You can see the formula, disk free % is less than or equal to 99. You can see the priority, how long the incident has been opened, when it was last changed, the group it's been assigned to, and you can see the fact that it's been assigned. There's a couple of hyperlinks to investigate, one where it says one event and the other where it says investigate. Click Investigate. In the resolution view, you can see details about the threshold, how long it's been opened, the group, status. You can also see a recent timeline. In the middle, you can see suggested runbooks. In our case, we have a runbook. It's because we created an event policy to push a runbook into the incidents for low disk space Linux. Select the menu beside Clean up a file system on Linux. You can see there's a preview and a run. This is where you would manually start the runbook. Click the Events tab. Here you see a list of the events that are associated with this incident. In our case, there's one, but there could be more than one. Expand the event. Observe you can see more details about the event. You can see the host name, the status, the count, the ID, the IP address, the sender name, and the last change date. Click See More Info. Observe the event info in detail on the left side and the resource dashboard drill down on the right. Select Resource Dashboard Drill Down. This takes you to show more details about the system that sent the threshold, in this case ICAM Worker 31. At the top, you see a graphical display that shows when any events have come in for this resource. Note the red dot. If you hover over it, you can see there was a critical event. And the event was named Low Disk Space Linux. If you scroll down, you see more metrics that were collected from this resource, including free disk space. We can see indeed that for the root file system, there's 93% free, so 99% exceeds our threshold. Let's click the back button and review the event a little more. Scroll down. You can also see the resources affected in the event source. Any custom fields also show up. This shows you the status of the metrics at the time when the event was generated. Let's scroll back up and select the Resource Dashboard Drill Down. Select IBM Cloud App Management Advanced. Select All Incidents. Observe at this point the other incident is shown up. Let's select the other incident that's shown up by clicking Investigate. We can observe this incident is for the exact same threshold, just for a different resource. Let's return to our Gmail ID and open our inbox. Recall that we were forwarding notifications to ICAM Demo, which has an email address of user ICAM Demo. Let's look at one of the incidents that's come in. Observe there's two links in the email that comes in, one for View Incident and the other for Take Ownership. Click View Incident. This takes us to the same place that we just reviewed in IBM Cloud App Management Advanced. Let's close it and return to the email and click Take Ownership. This time it's going to assign the incident to ICAM Demo. Look on the right, you can see under My Incidents, this incident shows up. Click Incidents. Observe under the My Incidents tab, now we have one incident listed. It's assigned to user ICAM Demo. And that concludes this demonstration of managing thresholds in IBM Cloud App Management.